I'm single, but I hate dating apps. Oh, I'm single, but what other option do we have? Okay, especially as a single man, how else am I supposed to meet women? Talk to one at a bar? Absolutely not. That sounds terrifying. You think I'm gonna go ruin a beautiful woman's night by talking to her? Absolutely not. I'm a feminist. When I go to a bar, I'm in the back corner on my phone on the weather app like a goddamn gentleman. Oh, the worst you can do is say no. No, the worst thing you can do is talk about me to a girlfriend.
If you have ever uttered the sentence, I want to meet someone organically, I want to meet a man in the wild, I want to meet someone naturally, I hate dating apps, please listen to this whole video right now, because that is so absurd to me. To think that meeting somebody on a dating app is not natural or organic or the right way to meet people makes no sense to me. You do everything else on your phone. You do everything else on the internet and through apps. You order your food on there, you watch videos on there, you're learning about dating on there, you're watching comedy stuff on there. You send your emails, you communicate through text message, you do everything on your phone. A lot of us even work on our phones, but for whatever reason, now that we're dating, it doesn't count. It's not natural. Okay, then that means that you also can't apply for jobs online because it's not natural. You must go in to every office that you want to apply for and never do an online application. That means that you can't do anything on social media because social media is not natural. You can't be looking at pictures on there or posting pictures. You can only print them out in real life and put them in a frame because that's the natural way to do it. You can't text your friends. You must only talk to them in person because it's not natural to do it on your phone.
Hi guys, welcome to my channel. It's your girl tuadior, and you are watching my YouTube channel. The opinion that I have is that it's not the apps, it's you. Okay.
What?
First thing that people always say is that dating apps are a tool to meet people. It's not the way, the truth, or the light. Do everything on our phones. Why can't we date? I also think that the app that you use is very, very important. Use Bumble and Hinge only. I was using Tinder when I was really starting out, but I'm banned from the app, so I can't really, use it anymore. But I don't even think it's a good app anyways to use. But I use those two. So I will talk about the algorithms that favor those. And for those of you guys who are going to be like, you cap or this, there's a lot of rhetoric about Black women and how we're not able to do well on them. I don't have that experience. These are my numbers, but these were never my numbers initially when I first started using apps. It's become this way in recent times, and this is my reality every day. And I don't live in a really heavily populated area. Good population, but it's not heavily population, and my parameters are like not wide at all. So I don't think that organic should be the only way, because if you don't run into that person in person, and you're not going to really find it. And I think that it cast a wider net. I wouldn't have, and also the area that I grew up in personally, like it wasn't friendly, so I wouldn't have had in-person dating experiences if I didn't use apps. I think the first thing that a lot of people do is the type of pictures that you use. Now, a lot of you guys you have to remember, with these algorithms, they are based off of looks, right? And the more attractive profiles are more pushed to the front, whereas the less attractive profiles are put to the end, right? And so if your pictures matter a lot. And I'm going to talk about the girls and the guys. For the girls, a lot of you guys just post your Instagram baddie pictures, or you just post nice selfies of, nobody wants to see that, okay? People don't want to see like, oh, like you are amongst a sea of pretty women. You're not the only pretty girl. Girls, we have the advantage of we can put our makeup on and go from like a 4 to a 8. Right? We can put our makeup on and we can like go up so many levels. We can have our hair done. We can do so much to enhance our beauty, right? So you having nice pictures of yourself, you have to understand that the end user, the opposite gender, only has a select amount of likes. So you're going to have to do things to stand out, and you get what you put in. So if you're not putting forth. So through your pictures, you want to have a mixture of pictures. You want to have pictures of you looking good, but make sure it's interest. Like, you know, you have the same picture, you like from the same day, you post too many of those, you post too many pictures with your friends. Don't do that. Post your nice picture. Other people kind of see, like, is this a good picture of me? Like, if you post them on Instagram and you get really good reception, those are the type of photos that you gotta post. Try not to post too many of your like revealing or like sexy photos, like even bikini photos to some extent. Try not to do that, because as another woman, I could see you and say, oh sis, you look good, you this that, but you have to think of the end user that you're trying to attract, and they're gonna think differently. And I hate to say that, because I know a lot of you are gonna get angry in the comments, but it was a feedback that I was given, and once I implemented that feedback and stopped posting like my nice, you know, bomb Instagram pictures like on there, like my bomb like bikini photos and stuff on there, I had better results, and even the way people spoke to me was better, right? The next thing is not utilizing the app's features. So they have things like on Hinge, they have things like prompts. Bumbles, they have like your interests, like where you guys don't be filling your profiles out. The app rewards you when you fill your profile out. And also it gives the other person things to work with, to have a conversation with you. And I'm going to go into this later in the video, but I also want to say, like, use the features. If they have prompts, put the prompts and take time to actually fill them out. Take time to have a thoughtful response. Y'all just be talking about what do you do on a Sunday. Bumble is known for a girl having to text the guy first, right? When I use Bumble, I never have to message anyone first. Everybody messages me first, and that's because I utilized the things that were on the page to open that door. Because the thing is that if you put an opening move, the person can respond to you. Because I was like confused one day randomly, like a lot of people were messaging me, and I'm like, I thought girls were supposed to message first on here. And then I learned that it was because I had an opening move. I was able to have people talk to me first. So when I go on Bumble, I don't have to initiate conversations if I don't want to, right? Because I've given people a chance to initiate a convo with me. But when you don't use what they have on the app, you're going to be doing extra work, or you're not going to get really good quality. You get in what you put out. The thing is your personalities. So a lot of you guys, I'll be very honest with you, are very, very boring. Typing in the comments, getting angry with what I'm saying. A lot of you are very boring. You're very, very boring. All you do is go to work and surf on social media. Nobody wants to date somebody that is like that. You don't want a guy like that, because if a guy like that came to talk to you, you wouldn't want him. The types of people you're attracted to, you have to be that person, and you have to show it on your page, right? So if you have pictures of you doing things that you like to do, you have pictures of you things that you do that are cool, those are the type of things that are going to be things that you can start conversations with people. Think about your hobbies, your interests. Don't just tell people you like to do it, show people that you do it. So if you have a video of you kayaking, post that. Don't just post like the nice pictures that you have of you at a restaurant. Okay, we know you like to eat. We can see it in your back, okay? But we want to know, what else do you do? And when people ask you, what are your hobbies? They're not just asking that for your health. They're asking you that because they're trying to find a connection. You have to understand that when you're on a dating app, there is no connection that you have with that person unless it's somebody you've seen before. But you don't have a established connection, and that's the issue. Because you guys don't have an established connection, it can be hard to build it. So what you want to do is you want to build an actual connection from something. And I don't know what it could be, but just think about your hobbies and your interests or your experiences or things that you like to do, and make sure that's to the forefront. Give the opposite sex something to work with. Give them something to talk to you about. Try to establish a connection off of something, because unlike when you meet somebody like at school, or you meet somebody at church, or you meet somebody at the pool, or you meet somebody at a party, you guys had a common place that you met, or a common thing, or through a friend you have a common thing. But when you're on an app, you don't have that. So you're trying to establish that. But when you guys don't respond, don't give a lot of personality, it makes it harder than it is. So these advices are more towards like how you present and how you use them. Okay, the fourth thing I think that a lot of people do is not setting boundaries. You have to understand that you are not seeing this person in person, so you have to kind of set boundaries, right? Don't do what you're not comfortable with. And you have to stick with your boundaries. If there's certain things that you expect and the person is not doing that, don't feel like you have to stick with them. Like, some people get so nervous, they don't want to cut them off, they don't get too many matches that they like, so they stick with one. You want to stop being on them. You want to find somebody, you want to meet people, you want to go on dates. You can't do that if you're not sticking to your boundaries. There are people that are going to try you, right? There are people that are going to make you uncomfortable. Now, I'm not saying they're perfect, but you have to be able to sift through and weed through those type of people, right? So set your boundaries. So post editing me here, I also want us to say also set your expectations as well. So what I noticed is that a lot of you are swiping right on the tens on the apps. So the hottest guys on the apps or the hottest girls on the apps, you're swiping on them a lot, and then you may get to have conversations with them, but you see it's not really going anywhere. I'm not saying go for the ugliest people or the people you find least attractive. I'm not telling you that, but I'm also telling you to set realistic expectations. The hottest person on there is probably not going to be the one and the best fit for you. So be realistic with that. And be firm with your boundaries. You'll be surprised how many people are actually attracted to you when you stand on business. A lot of you guys that are going through a lot of the BS is because you don't stand on business. The first time they disrespect you, you sweep it under the rug. The first time they act weird, you sweep it under the rug. You don't walk away. So that's why you're having negative experiences, is because you're not walking away when you're supposed to walk away. Follow your intuition, okay? It doesn't feel right if people are planning dates last minute, or if people are kind of saying something that makes you uncomfortable, or insinuating that, like, you know, they want to just we can kick it at my place or something like that, or they're kind of leading to, just stop the conversation. Don't entertain it. Don't go back. Trust your intuition, trust your gut. I think that a lot of times when we're dating and we're looking, we're always thinking about, oh, like this person, I want this person, I want them, and you get so desperate, right? Do not move with a desperate energy. There are plenty of options, and like I said earlier in the video, this is a tool to meet people. This is not just a way, like, it's a tool to meet people. So you're just trying to maximize it. The goal is for you to meet people and form connections. People on apps are dangerous, but people in real life are dangerous too. The people on apps are not just magic people that are specific for apps. They're also people that are like actual people in the world, right? Sometimes apps can bring out their worst traits, but I think that it's important to use discernment like you would in any situation. But you just have to trust your intuition and trust your gut. If there have been times where I've canceled on a date like 2 hours before I went, just because something didn't feel right, or I just knew that it didn't make sense, or the person was not planning things right, and I was just like getting frustrated. Just follow your intuition, move on. The faster you move on, the quicker you will be able to get to your end results. And the last thing I think that it sneaks up on a lot of people is talking to people for too long before you meet them. I think this is one that I used to do when I was younger that wasted a lot of my time. Is there will be people that are on there for different reasons. Don't put in that effort to plan a date with you. Maybe you guys live too far away, or maybe you guys don't live too far away, but the person just isn't planning the date with you, or not, talking as if they want to meet you, but they're texting you every single day. And I've had things like that, or they're interacting with your stories every day, but they're not ever talking about meeting. Don't push those things, but avoid talking to people too much. I know some of you want to like feel like you know them, but that's sometimes the issue, is that you'll feel like you know them so well, but you don't. And one thing about online dating is it gives you the illusion of options and a false sense of intimacy. So you have to prevent those things. You have to also think about the fact that you don't actually really know them, right? So if somebody isn't planning a date with you within like a week of talking to you, stop talking to them as much, because you're going to grow close. And if you're anxious attached like me, you're going to grow close to somebody that you can't have. So it's better that if people aren't really making plans to meet up with you, or you can't really meet that person, don't put emphasis, because you're going to waste time trying to like you're building something with somebody that you won't see. Sometimes it does work out for some people. Like some people you meet long distance, you are long distance, you meet, and it's fine. But I just say that don't put all your eggs into one basket if you're not able to meet, because again, it's the in-person interaction that matters in OLD. And the more that you're able to meet people in person, the more better you're able to move on. And I think that when you have these things in mind, it becomes better. And again, like I keep saying, it's a tool. It's not meant to be like the end all be all. And I don't think that people who use them should be shamed, because people have found marriages and love and things through them. And they are a new way of meeting people, and they're here to stay, honestly. So I think that it's important for people to know how to utilize them and still date in person, still meet people in life, but just understand that there are multiple ways that you can do so. Just like people meet on Instagram, people meet on Twitter. Like, yes, I understand that there are some people, low tier people on there, but there's low tier people everywhere. And I think that it's important to use them. For me, I really implemented these strategies and I'm getting better results than when I first started, and I was figuring things out. Is you really have to understand the app that you use and understand that you're trying to attract the opposite. And it's really a chance that if you don't have a personality, if you don't have interest, if you don't have anything going for you, get something going for you. And that's why the girls always give that advice, the one that somebody wants to date, because it'll make things easier for you. It'll make genuine connections easier for you. And it's also important for you to protect your heart, guard your peace, protect your peace. Don't do things you're not comfortable with. Be safe, be smart, do what you got to do, but also understand, things could not work out, but that's the point of dating, is that you're trying it out, and if it doesn't work, you move on to the next person, right? And it sucks because we invest our time and our emotions, and some people their body, but you see it as like an experience, and you learn something from it. I wouldn't be able to tell you all these lessons if I didn't learn anything from my experiences. So learn from your experiences, move on, don't give up hope, explore different avenues. But if apps don't work for you, these may be the things that you're doing or not considering when you're using them. You have to be intentional when you use them, and you have to be like serious about what you want and how you spend your time in order to get the maximum benefit. These apps should probably hire me as an ambassador, because I just spit a lot of game. So yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments. I'm your girl tuadior. Let me know your dating goals of 2025 if you have them down in the comments. Let me know if you agree with me or you don't agree with me, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Like and comment and subscribe. Bye.